looks good. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Getting set now over the putt. In red figures at 1 under par. Here at the par 3 second hole, just under 215 yards. Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole, and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that. It's a positive attitude.
Even par early on. Hole number 3 is a par 4. It's only 390 yards. Frank, what do you think the right club selection is off the tee?
The majority of players hit like 3-wood off the tee here. It's a little ambitious with a driver because you don't get any real advantage getting that much closer to the green. If you can carry that right bunker and keep the ball on the fairway, you're still going to be left with a full short iron, whether it's a wedge or a 9-iron. And that's a scoring club.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Good-looking shot right here. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Now to the longish par 4 fourth. Fourth hole now, 440 yards. And remember when that used to be a fairly long par 4, Frank?
Those were the days, that's for sure. Certainly not now, the way Jason Days and Jordan Spieth's of the game play. 2 bunkers down the right, got to respect that, but really anything in the fairway. And once again, it's the second shot. You have a very severe tilting green.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Over the years, this golf course has hosted so many national and regional championships, including the 1950 U.S. Women's Amateur, the 1963 Ryder Cup, and 2001 U.S. Men's Amateur Championship. It is now the permanent home of the Tour Championship by Coca-Cola, the culminating event of the PGA Tour playoffs for the FedEx Cup. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Collects another birdie with that stroke and goes to 2 under. And now the 5th hole in a challenging par 4 here. It is 520 yards long, and Frank, it rewards precision off the tee.
This is one of the narrowest fairways on the golf course, Rich. Not only that, your tee shot's blind, so you're not going to know where that ball finishes up. Fairway also tilts right to left, so you're going to have to hit that tee shot down the right side.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. With authority, count it. As a par and 2 under. Well, Frank, what do you think of the 6th hole here at East Lake?
It's beautiful. That's if you don't want to play it, that's for sure. It just sits out there. You can see why it's one of the signature holes at East Lake. It's tempting, it's punishing, but it's also rewarding relative to the field. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. This long putt for birdie could be a tough one here. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause. It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Now at 1 under for the round. Par 4-7, slight dogleg to the left, 434 yards. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, he's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part.
Had every chance of going in. It's no snack, though.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Locked in on the read and the speed. 1 over for the day. Frank, back-to-back dog legs to the left as we step on the tee here at the 8th.
This one, a little different to the 7th hole. This one's fairly flat, and also that fairway runs out on the right side. You can try and flash it across all the bunkers. There's no real advantage. You have to respect those bunkers. Should just leave you a sand iron, a wedge maximum in here. This is a good scoring opportunity, providing you hit the fairway.
Good contact, good result. It is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Frank, this is an important approach shot because our featured player was really good early, a little bit shaky of late. This is a point in time where you need to get it back.
Yeah, you almost need to stop, just stand still for a second, almost just flush it out, because at the moment you're starting to look right and left at the trouble. Let's get back to what worked. Let's start looking where we want the ball to go, where the flag is, and start going there.
Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut, not too bad. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed.
It's that sneaky distance.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Ooh, look at this, Frank. 600-yard par 5 here at the 9th.
It's tasty. You'd think you'd just comfortably smash a drive over there and reach it in 2. Sometimes it works out that way, but they just put a little lake that comes across, and that cuts in the fairway. So if you have hit an errant tee shot, you might have to make a decision.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It's been too easy to try and bite off more than you can shoot. So give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. A good 20-footer here. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 7th hole seems to have shaken his confidence. This is the second par 5 to have been shortened to play as a par 4, and this hole requires that the tee shot be long and to the left side of the fairway. That allows players to see the putting surface. The second shot will likely be a mid to long iron into a pretty large green, and that green slopes severely from back right to front left, making lag putting from the back a real challenge. And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. This is a good-looking shot. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. So close. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Clean this up with a tap. So the featured player losing a shot, the question becomes, Frank, have they lost their way?
Yeah, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Moving on now to the 11th and another par 3. Frank, this one just under 200 yards.
Does play a little bit uphill, and really it's like a V-shaped green. Those two front bunkers really pitch the front of that green in. Hole actually gets a little easier the further the flag goes up the green. It's a little wider, and the chances of having an uphill putt increase.
Not terrible, but not his best.
An outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Been a rocky round.
Frank, one thing I really like about Eastlake Golf Club, the variety of holes. There's some good par threes, we've seen that, just a couple of par fives. But then you have this collection of really fascinating short par fours, including here at the 391-yard 12th.
It just goes to show in today's game you don't always have to reach for a 500-yard par four. The 12th, even though it's under 400 yards, is quite deceiving. There's a lone fairway bunker on the right that has to be avoided. And then judging the lie, if you're on a downhill lie, pitching into a green that's also below you, that front bunker might look a long way short of the green, but it's caught a few errant second shots. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that lie.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Safely aboard, about 25 feet from the hole. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This for him would be one drop shot. So that's a drop shot. Ball is teed up, the par 4 13, a good one, 476 yards. Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Moving a little to the right of the flagstick. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, that looked good to me. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Everything has gone wrong today. It just continues to be ugly. Back here at the par 4 14th, we're ready to tee off. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
He'll need to be strong with this. This game will drive you crazy, Frank. You think you have it nailed, you're playing beautifully, and 6, 7 holes later, you're lost.
Yeah, well, we're talking about this player at the start of the round. It looked like everything was where it should be, but really what's happened, inexcusable.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait 7 minutes. You can literally see him at every single shot, drive through the putt. He smokes it. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That, Frank, is position A.
Wouldn't you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it.
Well, Frank, as a player, you're licking your chops on this second shot at the par 5 15th, aren't you?
Yeah, if you've got a utility club or a lofted fairway wood in the bag, that would come in handy. Otherwise, a long iron, you're going to have to allow for that ball to skip forward. So you'll have to fly that somewhere around that front edge of the green. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Birdie try up next. So, Frank, after a difficult day, he's starting to move in the right direction.
There's been like 2 different players, Rich. The one we saw early on in the round, I did not recognize. But all of a sudden, it's starting to look like the player we know. Chance for back-to-back birdies.
Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4.
Another one that's downhill with the fairway sloping from left to right. Series of bunkers down the left side. It's not the end of the world, actually, if you go on those ones down the left. Every now and again, you'll see someone try and hit a driver and try and take them all out of play. Is that you? He's going for a little extra.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it.
Ooh, that is long.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, what makes this downhill shot a little trickier in terms of club selection and setup?
Because of the nature of the downhill, that ball's just going to come out a little lower. So you've got to take that into consideration. It might run a little more on the back end.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in.
Well, Rich, if he can make this one, add it to that string of birdies.
Generating some momentum now. He needed that bump in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good.
Now the 17th hole here at East Lake, 455 yards, made famous a few years back by Bill Haas, who splashed one out of the water left of the green on his way to winning the FedEx Cup Championship. Just a perfect drive here at 17. This has left him a good look at this hole. Second shot, good look at the green. Try up next. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Settles in over the putt. In for par. The 18th hole here at East Lake is a par 3, 235 yards to the green. This is a good-looking shot. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Frank, I thought that was in.
Now putt for par.
This for par. Well, not what they wanted. 7 over par already on the round. It really has been a tough day, Frank, hasn't it?
Golf, such an up and down game, and a few good holes might just turn this around. You never know. And some of the leaders could slip. You've got to think that way as well. And if that happens, it might just leave that door open.